Alright, so for my last 2014 Halloween movie review, I'm going to be ending it with The Wolfman, starring Lon Chaney Jr. from 1941. So this took them 10 years after releasing Dracula and Frankenstein to finally release the trifecta of Universal monsters, in my opinion anyway, which are Dracula, the Frankenstein monster, and the Wolfman. There's others like the Mummy and Creature from the Black Lagoon, but those are the three main ones, in my opinion. Interesting facts, Lon Chaney Jr. is the son of Lon Chaney Sr., obviously, but Lon Chaney Sr. is another actor that was really famous in the silent era, and he was mostly famous for kind of like monster movies like Phantom of the Opera, Hunchback. He was the Hunchback in The Hunchback of Notre Dame, so he was Quasimodo, so he was always applying a lot of makeup to his face, and it's kind of cool that Lon Chaney Jr. ended up going the same route and becoming an actor just like his father, but also becoming popular for monster movies where he had to apply a bunch of makeup on his face as well. So for The Wolfman, I had never seen this until I did this review. I had seen Werewolf of London, but I had never seen The Wolfman. I had seen Frankenstein and Dracula numerous times before this, but never The Wolfman, so I was really excited to see this movie for the first time. The story takes place, I can't remember, London, I'm assuming. I can't remember exactly where, but wherever it is, Lon Chaney Jr.'s character ends up going there. It's his hometown. That he hasn't been there for like 18 years. He's kind of estranged from his father, and he's apparently inheriting this place. And there's these gypsies that show up, and then some just crazy stuff starts going on, and he doesn't know if he was actually bitten by a wolf and is turning into an actual werewolf, so a wolfman, or that he's going crazy. So this movie kind of followed the psychological aspect more than, you know, there's supernatural beings there and we have to deal with it type of thing. It really delved into the psychological aspect first, and the Wolfman was second, kind of. And I kind of disliked that. Like, on the one side it was kind of interesting, and apparently they were going to go, originally, they were going to have the audience guessing throughout the entire movie, and never really showing that he was the Wolfman, so you wouldn't really know. And I think that would have kind of been a neat trick to, at the end, reveal that he was actually crazy and he had imagined all of this. I think that would have been a really cool plot twist and made it a little bit more of an interesting movie. But they decided that for more marquee value, they would actually show the Wolfman. And then that's okay too. I mean, it's iconic for his look, and that's what probably made this movie much more popular than what it could have been. The acting is okay. Lon Chaney Jr. Did a pretty good job, but everybody else is kind of just there. There's no real big side characters, which is unfortunate because that was really one of my favorite things about Dracula and Frankenstein. I really liked, you know, Fritz, the Dr. Frankenstein instead of the actual monster. Dracula, I liked Van Helsing, Dr. Seward, and obviously Renfield a lot more. So it's kind of unfortunate that it was only Lon Chaney Jr. that really took the forefront of this movie. But it's still an enjoyable flick. I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10, which is the lowest rating that I've given so far for the 3 monster movies. But it's because there isn't a big side cast. It's not super deep into the creepiness factor. It's more about the psychological aspect. But it still didn't hold my attention as much as the previous 2. It's still worth a check though. Any of these movies, Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman, it's worth watching at least once because they're so iconic and they made these characters all popular. Like there's been other werewolf movies and Dracula movies and Frankenstein movies before these ones, but these were the ones that really made them popular at that time. Like I had seen Werewolf of London, like I had said, and that's from 1935, so it was 6 years before this movie. But these are still worth checking out because they're just, I don't know, they're part of film history, I'd say. So thank you all for watching. Happy Halloween, everyone. You've been bearded.
Beardage.